a CRCY special presentation, Profile in Terror, the Mergatroid serial killer with humility son and Les Tomac of CRCY television.
For almost 2 years now, a serial killer has terrorized Mergatroid City. Last week, he claimed his 6th victim. The city remains gripped in fear because the victims, as well as the locations, appear to be chosen completely at random by the killer. The only common denominator among the victims is that all of them, thus far, have been young, single, attractive women between the ages of 22 and 40. The Mergatroid serial killer, as he has come to be known, strikes all neighborhoods and areas in and around the city, so that no area feels safe anymore, and residents of Mergatroid City and Flat Town remain in a constant state of dread as the body count has now climbed to 6 victims.
Well, I think that the main problem has been that the investigators simply don't have enough evidence to identify the killer. I mean, there has been some video, from surveillance cameras at various locations, but he wears a ski mask, very heavily disguised, wearing black, wearing gloves. The attacks, we always occur at night. There's just simply not enough evidence yet that's been gathered. Hopefully this will change now that Senator Quinn has recently appointed Lieutenant Skitters, who's a very fine detective, by the way, to this case. If anybody can solve this, I think Lieutenant Skitters can. But it's going to take a break. It's going to take a break of some kind. Somebody calling an anonymous tip-in, perhaps maybe some DNA evidence being left behind. Something's going to happen to break the case, to identify this Mergatroid serial killer. I feel for the families of the 6 victims. I feel for them, I really do. And all of Mergatroid does, I'm certain. Downtown Super Deluxe grocery store. That victim was discovered at 3 a.m. in the morning. Detectives at that time indicated that from what evidence has surfaced for camera work at some of the scenes, some video surveillance camera details were captured in some instances at different locations. He appears to be a male, 20 to 30.
Walks the earth. These victims as I can. I will not stop. Can't stop. I will claim as many victims as I can. My mother abandoned me as a child. My mother abandoned me as a child, and now all women will pay. No be safe again. It's like a Mergatroid schizophrenic killer walks the earth. Many victims as I can. I will not stop. Can't stop. I will claim as many victims as I can. My mother abandoned me as a child.
Well, my brother Apronhead doesn't know that I'm the Mergatroid serial killer. But he has his own issues. Anyway, he also doesn't know that it is a DNA of our mom, Judy Vincini, that was used to create Flashy the Paper Doll. I broke into the biotech lab and I seen the samples myself. Anyways, it's time for me to go see another victim. I must go now.
Station CRZY presents a special documentary, The Mergatroid Serial Killer, Profile in Terror. A new special from CRZY.
This is Hugh Millicent here at CRZY. Good evening, viewers. Tonight we are presenting a documentary that will present all of the known facts and information concerning the Mergatroid serial killer, who, unfortunately, remains alive and at large at the moment after having been shot by a shotgun blast from Uncle Frank. It is now believed from DNA test results at the biotech lab that Eric Niedermeyer, the Mergatroid serial killer, is now in fact a vampire, having apparently been turned into a vampire while in the parallel universe. As most of you know, the vampirism virus has been eradicated here in our own universe, but apparently the Mergatroid serial killer has come back from there and has been converted to a vampire. He survived this shotgun blast somehow. At the moment, how he survived remains unknown, and his whereabouts remain unknown. but the public should be on alert that the Mergatroid serial killer is indeed back. And I want to go back a few years now to the beginning of this story to cover all of the known facts that we've been able to put together and assemble concerning the Mergatroid serial killer. The first known victim of the Mergatroid serial killer, also known as MSK, the MSK killer, was an Asian female. Her body was discovered behind the paper doll factory in October 2012. The second victim was discovered in the back parking lot of the Mergatroid Times. The third known victim, Victoria Strauss of Sutherland Financial, was found behind the downtown Super Deluxe grocery store on June the 8th, 2013. That same scene would later become the scene of Flashy the Paper Doll's dismemberment by the Mergatroid serial killer. The only known victim to survive, the fourth victim, Shimiko Hiramoto, survived behind the parking lot of Vincini Cosmetics. That's the site where the attack occurred. She escaped and survived. Blatson the artist was killed in Paris, France, as were two females in the village outside Paris, France. Those are two of the European victims of the Mergatroid serial killer. We know that the Mergatroid serial killer is actually Eric Niedermeyer, one of two illegitimate sons of CEO Judy Vincini of the Vincini Cosmetics Corporation. His real father was Bangledy Boop the Clown, but Judy Vincini's father, at the time, had believed that he was fathered by Jaco, the motorcycle gang leader, with whom Judy had also been involved. And her father, Vincent Vincini, arranged for Eric and his brother Apronhead to be raised by this man. After an extremely abusive childhood, which was documented by therapy sessions on cassette tapes by Dr. Derrickson, Eric began to murder young women in and around Mergatroyd over a period of several years. Using the energy time flux field created by Dr. Derrickson, when it appeared in the woods between Mergatroyd and Flattown, the Mergatroyd serial killer traveled to the London of 1888, where it is believed he assumed the identity of Jack the Ripper, perhaps was Jack the Ripper. At that time, he encountered Flashy 2 and had 2 run-ins with her at that time. This was a duplicate. Flashy, also created by the biotech lab in the woods outside Mergatroyd near Flattown. After returning to our own present time, the Mergatroyd serial killer was shot by a sniper at the wedding of Les Tomac and Imogene Slakowski and was presumed dead at the time, was even pronounced clinically dead by Lieutenant Skidders on the scene. It was learned that this MSK was later brought back to life by Dr. Getrick at the biotech lab. Eric Niedermeyer, the Mergatroyd serial killer, left the biotech lab and took up residence, it is believed at the time, with a blind girl named Doreen. It was during this time period that MSK dismembered Flashy behind the Super Deluxe grocery, and her dismembered remains were discovered by a skateboarder who turned them into the biotech lab, and she was revived and did survive. It's at that time that MSK traveled to Europe, where he killed Blatson the artist in Paris, France. MSK was then attacked by a samurai swordsman in a village outside Paris, France. He apparently escaped through the energy time flux field near the Eiffel Tower to reemerge in another time period where he was apparently, he survived that attack from the samurai sword. He eventually returned to the present time once again, where he, at one point, stalked and kidnapped his blind girlfriend Doreen from the Quint estate. It appears that at the moment, Eric Niedermeyer, the MSK killer, is at large. We can only speculate as to whether he's remained here in this universe or has traveled back to the parallel universe. Again, it is believed that he has become a vampire. And this has been Hugh Milletson with a special
city of Mergatroid in the Prime Universe, in the year 2017. After unsuccessfully stalking Timmy and Flashy in the future, the Mergatroid serial killer has traveled back through the energy time flux field to the Mergatroid of the present, where he intends to renew his reign of terror in the region which he considers home, the greater Mergatroid Flat Town area. And an unsuspecting populace, unaware of his return, lies like sheep ready to be taken to the slaughter once this crazed killer renews his rampage. Lieutenant Skitters? Lieutenant Skitters? This is Sergeant Deckers at the station. I'm afraid I have bad news, sir. The chief would have called and told you himself, but he's out there at the scene. We found your wife's car, sir, abandoned on an exit of the Pass Hart Freeway. But she's not there, sir. We don't know if she had car trouble and went to get help or if she was abducted. We're processing the car for evidence right now at the scene, and then we will turn the car back over to you. I'll give you the exact location of the vehicle so you can head that way to the scene. I'm very sorry, sir. Very, very sorry.
So, you are the Mergatroid serial killer. How many victims have you claimed?
I've claimed 45 victims so far. All of them were women except for Blatson.
Yes, I remember when you killed Blatson the artist.
So far, all of them were women except for Blatson.
Yes, I remember when you killed Blatson the artist. When you killed Blatson the artist in Paris, France. Hung him atop the Eiffel Tower after slaying him.
Yes. Yes, now his double has come over from the parallel universe.
Yes, I understand the double has an exhibit at the art museum right here in Mergatroid.
It's okay, because I'll take care of him too. Only one of my victims have ever gotten away.
Who was she? Who was the one who got away?
That Asian girl. That Shimoko Hiramoto.
Yes, the daughter of Fudiki Hiramoto, who rebuilt the paper doll factory. Yes, Shimiko.
Yes.
She survived and escaped you.
But I know where she is, and I'm going to get her. Her and I'm going to frighten both. Because now that I'm a vampire, there's no stopping me.
There's no stopping me.
This has been an exclusive Darknet TV interview with the Mergatroid serial killer, brought to you from an undisclosed location.